Hello, everyone, and welcome to the YES virtual celebration for our Little Lighthouse project, as we come together to showcase and celebrate all of the fantastic work that you have done this year. Before we begin, there are a few people that we would like to thank. Firstly, our project partners, Digital Extra Fund, Microbit Foundation, and Falk Renewables. Their support has enabled us to develop these school projects and provide STEM resources to schools all across Scotland. I would also like to thank Shell UK Limited, our virtual event partner. Their support this year has enabled us to continue to deliver our programme of events and activities to schools across Scotland, so a huge thank you to them. Huge thanks also needs to go out to all of the teachers that have delivered these projects, both online and in school. Your passion and your dedication is truly inspirational, and none of this would have been possible without your support. Finally, we'd like to thank all of the pupils that are joining us live today or watching this on demand. We hope that you have enjoyed the project, but more importantly, we hope that the skills and knowledge that you've developed throughout it could eventually lead to an exciting career within science and STEM. We'll be hearing from a few people within the STEM sector a little bit later on. We know that this has been a very strange year, but I do hope you all got a lot out of the project, whether you did some of it, all of it, or you're planning to get started on it next year. Thanks again for all your enthusiasm, creativity and support throughout the year. I hope that you enjoyed today's event and we look forward to hopefully seeing you at a face-to-face event in the next academic year. I would now like to pass over to Mr. Jamie Hepburn from the Scottish Government to say a few words. He has responsibility for higher and further education, youth employment and training, as well as science and STEM. So Mr. Hepburn, over to you.
Thank you for inviting me to introduce today's celebration of STEM. It's a real pleasure to be part of this fantastic event and to celebrate the successes of our remarkable young people. My sincere thanks to the Scottish Council for Development and Industry for your kind invitation to take part today. I'm very sorry that I'm unable to join you in person, however, but I did want to take the chance to record this message to recognise your efforts in the Young Engineers and Science Clubs programme. Of course, I am new to this ministerial role. I've been just appointed as the Minister for Higher Education, Further Education, Youth Employment and Training, and part of my responsibility relates to the Scottish Government's policy for sciences. So in that sense, I'm particularly excited to take on this role at a time when we have such an ambitious and focused STEM agenda for country. I'm already enjoying getting to grips fully with STEM and why it's just so important and relevant for each and every one of us. I know that the celebration of STEM is a well-established feature in the calendar in Scotland, and I very much welcome that as being the case. Innovation in the areas of science and engineering is, of course, a strong part of Scotland's heritage, from Baird and Bell right through to the more recent achievements of Professor Peter Higgs. We have much to celebrate and inspire us. Of course, we need to continue to build on that heritage by ensuring that you, our young people, have relevant scientific and technological skills for your future careers. I am in no doubt that STEM is for everyone. STEM gives us confidence to understand and engage with society's big issues. It helps develop skills which can be used to a wide range of situations and a wide range of careers. As we've seen over the last year, STEM helps us live in our ever-changing world, linking with others, keeping us safe and healthy, and indeed in running our day-to-day lives. Of course, the STEM learning delivered in our schools and through programmes like the Young Engineers and Science Club has come a long way from the science departments I knew when I was at school, when Bunsen burners and periodic table were about as sophisticated as it got. Obviously, these still have an essential role in experimentation and inquiry, But learning is now increasingly placed in the context of real life science and engineering, as seen in the challenges and investigations that you have all taken part in. Needless to say, the past year has been difficult for everyone. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we've encountered a global public health crisis that's truly affected almost every aspect of our day-to-day society. But what it has proven is that STEM is a tool to solve the big issues we face as a planet. These challenges highlight the importance of STEM activity, demonstrating how practices, skills, and innovative solutions can help society and the wider world. By continuing to support STEM learning and inspiring your next generation of engineers, scientists, and researchers, we can achieve great things. So as we look to the future, it's vitally important that we maximise the opportunities presented in our country's great innovative spirit. The Scottish Government STEM strategy for education and training sets out our vision of a Scotland where everyone is encouraged and supported to develop their STEM capability throughout their lives, through partnerships with industry, providing resources and supporting teachers to offer engaging and relevant STEM learning experience. The Young Engineers and Science Clubs help deliver that vision. So I'm therefore delighted to be part of today's celebration of STEM and get the opportunity to recognise the dedication and hard work of all of the young people that took part in the challenges. I hope you enjoy your day and the very well deserved celebrations. Thank you very much.
I've had fun doing the coding in the Lighthouse project when we've had to build all the stuff, and it's been fun because the coding was also fun when you made the love hearts and the dice and stuff, and you in the Lighthouse project when you had to find go and grab materials and then build your lighthouse, and then also the circuits when you had to connect the two wires together, and then the electric goes through all the wires and then into the light bulb, and then electricity makes it work.
My favourite part of it was doing the coding dance party and the circuits.
So we've learned about microbits and how to use the apps for the microbits, and we've also known how to make circuits and how to make and buzzers.
So the reason I want to learn more about coding and stuff, because when I'm older I quite want to be an astronaut and code a space station or something like that. just use like things to squeeze it. This is like these, and this is how you turn on this. This is the door. You open it and you see a wee man with the window there, and there's a man that looks through it by.
They're the wee fishies we made today, and this is the lighthouse next to the water.
These are the ones we're collecting from the woods. You need to have the deck
And the lighthouse.
Welcome to P6R's Little Lighthouse project. We have been taking part in this project since coming back to school.
We have been
learning about lighthouses. We learned what their purpose is and what the different parts of a lighthouse are called. We also learned about Robert Stevenson, who was an engineer who built many Scottish lighthouses.
Did you know that each lighthouse flashes in a unique pattern?
Our first task was to sketch a picture of a lighthouse. We used watercolours to create a painting of a lighthouse on a streak stormy day. Here are our finished paintings.
On the iPads, we used Scratch to create a lighthouse sprite. We wrote code to make our lighthouses flash. We then explored electrical circuits. We learned how to make circuits that made lamps light and buzzers sound. They were surprisingly loud. We used switches to turn the lamps on and off. As part of the project, we were given some microbits. We had never used these before. It was tricky to connect them to the iPads for the first time. We worked together and helped each other to get it right.
Then we had the chance to use the Microbit app to send code to our Microbit. We made our LED light up in the shape of a heart and we coded it to make our name scroll across it.
Our next step was to connect the Microbit to a circuit containing lamps and then buzzers. We wrote code to enable the Microbit to control the circuit.
Then we added light sensors and encoded the Microbit to light the lamp in different lighting conditions. This was tricky at first, but once we got the hang of the code, it got easier.
As part of our project involved working in small groups and researching a Scottish lighthouse of our choice. We made detailed drawings of lighthouses and noticed its unique flash patterns.
We wrote information reports all about Scottish lighthouses. We included information about Robert Stevenson and our chosen lighthouse.
Now for the models. Using materials from the recycling, we began to make models of our chosen lighthouse in groups.
This bit was so messy, we used paper mache to sculpt our lighthouses and add texture for rocks and sea.
Using the drawings we made, we painted our lighthouses to match the photos that we had seen. We added other bits and bobs to make it more realistic. Once our lighthouse was withdrawn, we went back to the iPads. We had to create code which would make our LED lamp light in the exact same patterns as our chosen lighthouse. This was tricky and it took a lot of trial and error teamwork. We added our LEDs to our lighthouse models and we're delighted to see them light up just like the real life versions. Here are our finished lighthouses. This is Start Point Lighthouse in Orkney.
This is Tarbet Ness Lighthouse on the east coast of Scotland. This is Perchlow Lighthouse in Port Glasgow.
This is Ness Point Lighthouse on the Isle of Skye.
This is Kinnaird Head Lighthouse in Fraserburgh. This is Ellen Glass Lighthouse on the Isle of Scantly. This is Barnes Ness Lighthouse in Dunbar.
This is the Isle of May Lighthouse in the Firth of Forth.
Here are all of our lighthouses.
We shared our lighthouses with others in school.
We shared our learning on Twitter.
We displayed our learning journey in our classroom. We are going to share this video. So, what did we learn doing this project? We touched on lots of areas of the curriculum, including literacy, art, science, and technologies. We really enjoyed this project. It was something different and a great challenge. Do you want to hear a joke?
Okay.
How do lighthouse keepers communicate?
I don't know.
Shine language.
Thanks for watching our video and sharing in our learning.
Hello again. It was fantastic to see all of the amazing entries for the project this year. We have been absolutely blown away by all of the creativity and the innovation, the amount of hard work that has gone into putting together these spectacular little lighthouse entries. And that made choosing a winner incredibly difficult. But we managed to do it. It was incredibly close. But the winner of the 2020-21 Little Lighthouse project is huge congratulations to them, but also a huge congratulations to everyone that was able to take part in the project this year. Well done.
Hello there, my name's Ross Russell and I'm a mechanical technician at the Northern Lighthouse Board. We're here today at Zander to do some mechanical maintenance, some electrical maintenance. The Northern Lighthouse Board looks after over 207 aids to navigation in Scotland and Isle of Man. As a mechanical technician, part of my job is to maintain some of the mechanical equipment we've got on site. For example, the diesel engine, placing at the top of the lighthouse on the lantern. I come out here as a team of 3 or team of 4. We spend up to 2 weeks on these stations, engineering through an apprenticeship with a boat yard just south of the best fun to run a business, engineering on yachts and fishing boats. That gave me a bit of interest into the sea and local mariners in the area, making sure that they're safe in the sea and safe to navigate in this area. The Lighthouse Board will maintain these aids to navigation to protect all sea users, all sea lanes, in order to keep industry and commerce flowing. Working for the Northern Lighthouse Board is excellent. You get to come in all sorts of different places. Accessible places that are just so interesting like this. You can see all the rock formations there are just extraordinary. It's great because there's places that are very close to where I live that I haven't had a chance to go to just because they are so. As you can see, the Pharos is behind us just now, and quite often we'll helicopter off the Pharos onto these lights in order to do maintenance or store fuel or water in order for the light to keep going.
Hi, my name is Gavin Queen. I'm a commissioning startup engineer for Shell in the UK. My job is to make sure that when we bring down the platforms for essential maintenance, that we get them back up and running as soon as possible. I came to the industry through the standard university route, got a chemical engineering degree from Heriot-Watt, joined on the graduate programme. I've been here for 5 years now, done lots of different jobs, ranging from safety to engineering, this now maintenance and turnaround.
Hello, my name is Alexandra Lawson and I am currently the Segal hydrocarbon scheduler in the North Sea. So what does that actually mean? So on a day-to-day basis, I work in a team known as a system operator, which is the infrastructure looking after the molecules right the way from offshore through the pipelines to 2 of our onshore facilities and then providing ethane as a chemical feedstock to our downstream partners. We in a day deal with over 30 offshore platforms and over 1,000 kilometres of pipeline, and we're helping keep around 20% of the UK gas supply online. This means that when you're turning on your heating or turning on the cooker to make a meal, this is the gas that comes to your homes every day. I always really loved science and maths when I was at school, and I wasn't very sure what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to do something involving core STEM subjects. So I went to university and I studied a degree in chemical engineering, and I knew that with that degree I would be able to come out and have a wide range of opportunities in what I wanted to specialise in. During my 4th year at university, I was lucky to be given the opportunity to come and work for Shell during the summer on an assessed internship. I did that internship for 10 weeks and completed a project, and after that internship I was lucky to be offered a place on the production operations graduate scheme. I started off my time working on frontline ops at one of our gas terminals, and since then I've been in the role that you hear me speak about today.
Good morning. My name's Jamie Steele, and I work for a company called Vector Renewables. Part of my job is to help manage 12 wind farms in the UK. Today, We're on Millennium Wind Farm near Invermorrison in northern Scotland, and for once, it's not raining. So in a minute or two, I'll take you up the hill to show you the turbines and tell you a little bit about them. But first of all, we'll head down to the substation to meet one of the team members. His name is Bruce Hosey, and he's our site manager here. So it's his job to make sure all the turbines keep working and keep producing electricity. Okay, so welcome to the inside of the substation. This is where we control the turbines and make sure everything is performing as it should be. And if you ever thought it was important to stick in at your science and technology subject in school, have a look at what Bruce is doing.
Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Bruce Hosey, the site manager for Millennium Wind Farm. As Jamie says, it's thoroughly important that you stick in all your subjects if you want to be involved in the renewable industry. This is the future.
Okay, so now we're at the top of the hill of Millennium Wind Farm. As you can see, there's some snow on the ground, even though it is May. So here's Bruce. Hi Bruce, what are you checking out up here?
Hi again, Jerry. I'm just doing my standard checks I do when I'm on site. I come to the turbines and listen for any noises that shouldn't be there. So this is turbine number 6. We have a total number of 26 turbines on the site. Each turbine generates a maximum output of 2.5 megawatts, altogether giving us a combined output of 65 megawatts. As you can see, now it's quite windy, and we're making some nice power.
Bruce, how tall are the turbines?
The turbines, we have 2 different sizes on the wind farm. This is what's called an N80 turbine, and it has a up height, so the centre of the blades is 70 metres. And then we also have what's called N90 turbines, which are 10 metres taller. And each blade, believe it or not, is 38.5 metres long.
So how fast do the blades spin, Bruce?
We actually, if the blades were going as fast as possible in the highest winds, we would have a tip speed of 120 miles per hour.
Wow, that's very fast.
Yes, it's faster than you could ever imagine.
Okay, thanks for that, Bruce. I'll leave you to get on with your checks for today.
Thanks, Jimmy.
So Bruce and I are just travelling back down the hill to leave Millennium Wind Farm. Thank you all for joining us in our virtual tour today. We'd now like to take you along the Moray coast, the Boyndy Wind Farm, where you'll see an entirely different setup there. Hi everyone, welcome to Boyndy Wind Farm. Boyndy Wind Farm is located in Banffshire on the Moray coast and is comprised of 8 turbines. As you can see from the turbine behind me, these turbines are quite different to those that we saw at Millennium Wind Farm. The very top of the turbine, which is called the nacelle, is shaped like an egg. This is a unique feature to Enercon turbines. So next time you're out in the car with mum or dad and you're driving past a field where you see some turbines, and if one of them is shaped like an egg, you'll be able to say that that turbine was made by Enercon. Now, the purpose of my visit today is not just to look at the turbines, but I need to go to the substation to see Bruce. Bruce is on site today to carry out an audit. During his audit, he'll be checking things with the turbines, the substation building, and also the surrounding land. One of the interesting features of Boyndy Wind Farm is it was built on an old airfield. This is beneficial to us as it makes travelling around the site much easier. So, if you come on down to the substation, we'll go and have a look at what Bruce is doing today. So that's now at the entrance to the substation at Boyndy. We're just going to pop in and see what Bruce is doing. Hi Bruce, what are you doing today?
Hi again, kids. So today I'm just checking out all the health and safety equipment. As you can see on the floor here, we have a fire extinguisher, some first aid kits, a defibrillator, and also some eye wash. So we need to make sure all this equipment is in date and ready for use, just in case we need it. Once I'm finished here, I'm going to go out and drive around the wind farm and make sure that everything's in order there too.
Thank you for joining us on our tour of 2 of our wind farms. If you've quite enjoyed the tour, and you can see yourself doing a similar job in the future, then there are certain subjects in school which can really help you out on your way. The STEM subjects: science, technology, engineering, and maths. Personally, I've found that it's maths which I use the most. Whether that be calculating the amount of energy which may be produced from a turbine, or calculating volumes and weights of material which may be required for a job, I really find myself using maths almost every day in my work. So if you have a keen interest in any of the 4 subjects mentioned, or any other related subject, then stick in at it, and maybe one day you can bump into myself or Bruce on a wind farm. Thanks then.
I am Erin. I am a performance engineer for Vector Renewables. So a typical day for me is mainly in front of a computer, and I am checking the turbines that we have on our sites. So to see how well they're producing and making sure that we're getting as much electricity out of the wind as we can. So most of the time I'm just looking at our computer system and looking to see if there's any faults or any issues. And then I would go on to make reports for our managers to see, so they are aware of anything that needs seeing to. I've always been really curious about everything, so I have to know how things work and why things are where they are, ever since I was small. So that was where my love of science came from. And in school, I was very into geography as well as all the sciences. I then went on to study physics at university and combined my interest in renewable energies and geography with this job that I'm doing at the moment. Inspiration wise, I would definitely say my teachers at school helped me a lot and pointing me in the right direction and telling me that I can do what I wanted to do, and suggesting things to me as well. But it mainly stems from the curiosity, I think.
Hi there. So that brings us to the end of our YESC virtual celebration for the Little Lighthouse project. We hope you found today's session useful and enjoyable. I'd like to give a big thanks to our project partners again, Digital Extra Fund, Microbit Foundation and Falk Renewables. I'd also like to thank our virtual event partner, Shell UK Limited. And a final big thanks to everyone else, the teachers and the pupils that have taken part in this project. We hope to see you taking part in one of our projects or at one of our events next year. Goodbye.